Hey crafty friends, it's Lynn, QV, and I'm playing with paper and glue. Today I'm really excited to bring you day 21, the hashtag Christmas Craft Off 23, hosted by Rach and Bella Crafts. Rachel has put together another amazing collaboration with, I think it is 64 creators, bringing you up 2 projects each day of the month, and the 29th and 30th will have 3 projects. Rachel's provided us with her timeless Christmas collection. Gorgeous. I'm telling you, this is gorgeous. And you can go to either her coffee shop or her Etsy shop. There's a discount through the end of the month. So that's what we're using for our projects. And we'll get to mine here in just a minute. Rachel gave us all a prompt. And first of all, I wanted to tell you that Kara Brandon Creations, she'll be posting today as well. And our prompt is Christmas postmarks and stamps. So let me show you what I've made, and then we'll get to work here, or play as I prefer to say, and make some. Move these out of the way. So Christmas, postmarks and stamps. On her fussy cut or her ephemera, one of those, are some lovely stamps. And they come in 2 sizes, but this is the cool thing about digitals, is you can size things smaller or larger as you see fit. This one will stamp. And then here I used several of them and used a couple of stamps to give it that postmark. And this one I used an envelope, 1976, I think. Yeah, that already had the postmark. And then this one, I just cut a little piece of one of the background papers and used a stamp over it. So let's show you the projects we're going to be doing. This card is inspired by my friend Kay Forder. I will make sure I link her below. She is an amazing card maker. These cards could also be used as a topper or an insert in your journal. But I just love the look of this. Let's put something solid behind it. You've got something here and then here. Isn't that pretty? You know, you can do something in that one and the back, but I chose to leave that with this craft colored paper that I use. And this just starts with an 8.5 by 11 letter size, or I'll have to put I don't remember the name of the European size that's very similar to that, but we're going to make one of these today. I did Pop-Up Santa, and oh, the ornaments are so pretty in this kit. I love them. Okay, let's look at our second. This is really cute too. And this is a little pop-up box card. Okay, thinking of you at Christmas. It folds flat to go inside your envelope, and it's cute even like that. And then they can open it, and it does sit up. So I love the little mice, so cute. And then I have 2 bonus cards that I will not be doing a process video on today, but this just shows how you can make a simple card and dress it up by using an embossing folder. And I believe it was the second was all about embossing. But I just thought that looked really pretty. Just layered a little bit of the background, the kind of gold shimmer paper, and then I did pop up the top layer there with actually some chipboard. I just cut it a little bit smaller and glued it on. And then you could just put one of the fussy cuts from the kit inside and your message. Super simple and quick. And that's really what mine is all about, because, you know, we get so busy this time of year, but we want to send cards, we want to send handmade cards. So here's some really quick and easy ones. This, I will be doing a tutorial a little later on, probably next week. But I used my Cricut to cut some of it, and I am going to be starting a series on using your Cricut or your electronic cutting machine to help you in your journal makes, cards, etc. I used transparency to print that gorgeous image. And then that's one of the fussy cuts on the top left. The inside is just one piece of ephemera, and then it does have the shaker. I thought that was really cute. All right, so let me clear away, and we will start creating. For our first card, we'll start with a sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, or something a little heavy. I'm going to measure up 4 inches. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm going to measure up 4 inches. Does not have to be exact. Then we'll draw a line from that upper right corner down to the 4-inch mark. You can get your knife and cut it, or take it to your trimmer. To score it, I'm going to turn this upside down so the flat side is flush, and that helps me stay in the grooves. Our first score is at 3 5/8 inches. Okay, and the front is a mountain fold. Let's go ahead and just fold it now before we do our other score. Three 5/8. Here. Now, if we have a little excess on the side, no big deal. We just trim that off, because we create our own rules. All right. So yeah, we need to just trim off this edge. For our panels, I've cut 3 pieces. The front is going to be 3 5/16 by 5 3/8. The middle will be 3 5/16 by 6 7/8. And the back is going to be 3 5/16 by 8 3/16. So those are width by height. And I like having the middle one be from a different paper. So you'll see, you know, how this one is a completely different paper than I used on these two. What we can do is get our placement and then cut our diagonal. So I like to leave a little border, try to be as even as I can, which sometimes easier said than done. Now look at that, looks pretty good. So I'm going to mark it here. Come on, pencil. And here. Let me measure the other two, and then we'll cut them all at once. Just remember to turn your base for that middle one, because it's kind of the back side, not the front. And if you mess it up, guess what? It's just paper. So now let's just glue our pieces. I'm actually going to ink them first. Let me look at the placement, make sure I like it. Yeah, that's pretty. You can't go wrong with this kit. All of it is just gorgeous. Yeah, that's going to be really pretty. Okay, let me ink. So I put double stick tape on them, but I'm also going to use some liquid glue. So I have a bit of mobility. That's pretty. On the front, I want to put this adorable train, and I've actually cut 2 pieces, and I've put some chipboard on the back of one of them. So this one will go flat, and then this one will pop up. Here we go. Let's stamp a sentiment on the middle panel. Okay, that looks pretty. And we'll add a few more fussy cuts to the third panel. All right, so that one is done. For our pop-up boxcar, we need a sheet that is basically half of a letter sheet, sometimes called statement size. It's 8.5 by 5.5. So you just cut a plain letter size sheet in half. And I just went neutral on both sides. And the very first thing we're going to do is cut off a strip of the 8.5 inch side, cut a 1/2 inch off of that. We'll set that aside for a minute. And I did print this on cardstock. You can go even heavier. And you can also do a frame, or a base rather, and then panels. But I just want my base to actually be the colors. We are going to do the scoring, and we'll turn it this direction, and we will score at 3 inches. Okay. And then we're going to turn it like so. The halfway point is going to be 4 1/4. So we'll score there. We'll do this in half, which is 2 1/8. And this section in half, and that is 6 3/8. So they should be even, and that's the goal. If they are not, just trim off, if one side is a little bit longer. You can also just eyeball it by, folding it like so. Just make sure they're close to meeting, but not overlapping. All right. We'll need that again in just a minute. Okay, so for our base, and we'll decide, do we want the green on the outside and that lovely peachy pink on the flaps, or vice versa? So I don't know yet. But on the shorter section, we are going to cut these with just a slight V. Cut those just to the score line. Cut all 3 of those. And we can either do it like so, which is what I think I'm going to do, or we can choose to go yeah, this way. I'm going green side out. I'm going to make sure that I've got a really nice crease. All right, now we're going to take our little 1/2-inch strip. All right, we're going to score at 3. We're actually going to cut it. I'm just scoring it because it's easier that way. So we should have, yeah, 5.5 left, 2 3/4. Make sure I did it right. Yeah. So we'll cut that one. And then each of those we're going to 1/4 of an inch at 2 3/8. 2 3/8. Okay, so one is a little bit longer than the other, and that's just because the dimensions aren't even with the scoreboard. So again, we'll do 1/4 of an inch on one side, 2 3/8 on the other. Okay, we're going to fold one in, one out. And this one, we are going to score lengthwise down the middle, so at 1/4 of an inch. And this we can fold in half. There we go, because we'll be gluing on the green side. I am going to miter these corners, make sure that the longer side is where your fold is. It just will cover better, because this is going to be the connector for our sides. But we're not going to do that yet. Okay, now would be a good time to ink. Okay, so on the inside of the box, we're going to take this second panel about 1/8 of an inch down, and we are going to put a mark at 1/2 inch and one at 1 1/4 inch. Then we'll take one of these, and remember we had one side that was longer. We're going to put our glue at that end, at the wider one. And we will put the crease right at our mark. And then we will do the other one, same way, the wider side down first. We'll go right at our mark. Try to get them parallel with each other. So once those are both secure, we're going to fold them down against the first panel, and we wanted to make sure those were parallel, right? And now we're going to put glue on these tabs. I'm kind of chintzy with my glue, and it's just that's just how I am. But you do want to secure a secure grip. Okay, so we're just going to set this guy down on top of these tabs. And when we open it, yeah, it should be pretty even. I'm just going to go in both directions, make sure. All right, yippee. All right, now we're going to take the 3-inch that we cut the corners, and we're going to attach the glue to the outside of this, and it will glue to the inside here. So let's fold this one down. I see people that are able to draw a straight line and put their glue in a straight line. That's just not me. Okay, so the glue side down on the front panel, and we're going to match up the two ends and get it just as close to that edge as possible. Yep, looks good. All right, now we'll put that glue on this end. All right. And we're just gonna fold this to meet up. So we have our box, we have our little flaps, and then we can choose. I'm going to go with these that are closer, the first strip as my first element, and then I've got this one, and then I'll use the back. You can squeeze another one in there, and you can also layer up the elements. I am keeping it fairly simple, but I wanted to try to get this little house in the back. But I think too much of it is going to overlap. Don't be mad at me, Rachel. For slaughtering your adorable gingerbread house. See, here's what I'm thinking. If I could do that, and as long as it, yep, will fold flat. We might have to use a bigger envelope, but this will definitely work. So let's just start with that. I learned from doing a few of them that if I'm going to use that back flap for support, that I definitely need to go down a little bit deeper. Don't put it on the flap, because then you've got all the weight at the back of the flap. I hope that makes sense. I do want to just get that edge. Okay, that's fine. I thought I would go ahead and pop the tree maybe in front of the house. Let's see. I just snip off the bottom. It's all about clearance. Yeah, that's cute. Let's do the little deer. I'm just going to hold that for a second. Okay. So cute. All right, and then the gingerbread person, I think it's a woman, girl. We'll put her in the front. I like to stagger them. So in this case, we're going right, then left, and then center. Make sure she's straight. There we go. Okay, so that's what it looks like right now. These can just be placed randomly on your flaps. The only other thing to do is we're going to stamp a little message. All right. Got our envelopes all ready. We've got these pretty cards. Okay. So a little more decorating I'm going to do before I give them out. For the box card, we had our adorable mice. The one we just made with all the gingerbread. I'm pretty fond of that, actually. I've got this one with the little girls bringing presents, and there's Santa with the tree. Again, I want to thank Rach and Bella Crafts for hosting such a fabulous collaboration. Be sure and check the link tree for all the projects, the collaborators, and the prize information. And thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it and will make some of your own. Please come again while we're playing with paper and glue.